Got them into a new cell. We got the big old fall calves. They're still out here. Got to get them pulled off next week probably. And we got a lot of these smaller ones too that's coming May, and we're getting about one every day here in June. Got a lot of flies on your eyes there, buddy. You don't like them either, do you? One thing about moving them ahead rapidly is we get the flies kind of controlled, get away from all that lava. And this farm has not had ivermectin on it for years and years and years, so the dung beetle should go to work on these. I think I need to step out of here and get the glare of the sun off. Everybody's getting them a good old mouthful. Adaptive multi-paddock grazing, AMP grazing, as the documentary shows you, makes your roots grow so deep. This farm's actually been managed that way for probably close to 40 years. We finally got the science to prove it with that new documentary. If you haven't spent your $20 and watched that Roots So Deep, you can see the devil from there. $20, watch it for 30 days, see the science of what we're doing here, why we take the time to move these cows every day and put them into fresh grass every day. Day after day after day after day after day. What are you doing there, little white face? He's checking out what he thought maybe is the feed compartment on the boat. Probably smells like salt or mineral or chicken feed or something in there. Probably had a strange smell. We used to do 2,500 hens and move them across the pasture too, so before Papa broke his leg. We've got about 3 years of history on this new YouTube channel, so if you are not acquainted with Natural Grandma, there's 700 videos, so cast it to your TV and enjoy, have a good time, visit our farm. We are still in selection process, getting rid of cattle that's got too much hair coat, and we're not where we want to be yet, but the main thing is you just get you some fence posts and get to moving your cattle and get them on fresh grass every day. I've heard a lot of people ask Joel Salton the question, what I need to do this and what about that, and can you help me figure this out? And Joel will say, are you moving your animals once a day? Are you giving them fresh paddocks every 24 hours? And usually they say, well, no, we haven't got around to that. Joel says, well, go make that happen. And when you're moving all your animals once a day, every 24 hours, come back and ask me your second question. That's how important that is, folks. Just figure out a way, whether it's chickens, pigs, hogs, rabbits, ducks, children, whatever it is, put them on something fresh every day. Keep moving them. Keep moving them. Get them away from the old contaminants and onto something new. It's just that easy, that simple. You can go back on what you grazed for a couple, 3 days if you need to. Not a maximum of 5. If you have to go back to water, that's okay. And then find you a new water source and go on again. It's just that easy. Start at the water, get you some portable fence. If you move them every 24 hours, every 12 hours, it's not hard to soon figure out how much you need to give them. One day you might give them not enough, the next day you give them too much. You can kind of assess it. When you're just learning, I don't recommend taking over half of it. Try to have them tight enough that they tromp down half of it. But you get a little better at it, you might try some of the super high intensity grazing and shift them a couple, 3 days, 3 times a day. But if you haven't been doing this, don't try to start where somebody with a PhD is. starting kindergarten. Keep it simple. Adaptive multi-paddock amp grazing. Roots so deep you can see the devil from there. We called it management intensive grazing once upon a time. That's what Jim Garish taught me to call it, and then Greg Judy taught me to call it regenerative farming grazing. Now these new carbon cowboys come along and they call it amp grazing. That's kind of an Alan Williams coin, I think. You know what? They're all right. It's just look at your cattle, look at your grass, realize it's grass you're growing, it's sunlight you're harvesting, and whatever you can do with the animals to make more of that, that's probably what you need to be doing. So these cattle could be a lot tighter, but I probably won't get back up here till about 24 hours from now. They'll have this sheared off. It'll look like I've been over it with a brush hog, and they will have eaten almost everything out here, except maybe that thorny locust. I had some sheep, they would eat that first. We're wanting to incorporate some sheep in, but don't do that when you first start. Just keep it simple. Probably start with chickens if you want to start and get started. Use one of our natural grandma chicken tractors and learn how to move them. Adaptive multi-paddock amp grazing with chickens. Carbon chicken cowboy. Get that going, and then, you know, if they die or if they don't do so good, you ain't lost very much money. But you get one of these $4,000 cows out here and you don't manage her just right, she's not going to be very friendly to you. So I'll shut up. I've said too much already probably. Papa Hank from Natural Grandma. We wish you were having this great a day.